This is breaking news.
Happening right now, Mayor Eric Adams is making a climate-related announcement on the one-year anniversary of Hurricane
Adams, Borough President Donovan Richards, Council Member Areola, 32nd Council District, Bob Holden, Council Member of the 30th Council District, Assemblyman David Weprin, Assembly Member from the 24th Assembly District, Assemblywoman Rosick, 25th Assembly District, all coming together because we all realize that this issue crosses all party lines or neighborhoods, and we join with our amazing team of commissioners who are part of this initiative, from the parks to Department of Environmental Protection to, as we just mentioned, Kizzy Guzman, who is really doing an amazing job, and the Chief Climate Officer, in her role as Chief Climate Officer, and really looking at how we are forward thinking around these climate issues. So today, as we acknowledge Hurricane Ida, and it was the heaviest rainfall in our recorded history, flooding our streets and subways and basements in the city. It had a major impact on us. I'll never forget that day being out, looking through the streets and watching the Brooklyn Bridge flood. For the first time in my life, I experienced that. The bridge had to be closed down because of the flooding. Our neighbors were victims of climate change. 13 New Yorkers died in their basement apartments due to flooding. This traumatized our city. But climate change is bringing longer droughts, stronger storms, and heavier rainfalls to places all over the globe. We're witnessing right now what's happening in Pakistan as we see the heavy rainfalls. To what is happening in Europe with the dry roadbeds. This is real, and it's no place of denial. And what is happening right here in our city, particularly in the borough of Queens, and how it has impacted many of our coastal cities. We are not going to stand by. We are taking actions to protect our city and prevent future tragedies. And that includes ramping up flood protections across the city, whether it's from heavy rains or storm surge. This Ida was not from coastal areas. We thought we can build higher walls, but Mother Nature showed us it was more than just higher sea levels. This came from rain inwards. Crown Heights and other parts of our city that historically did not deal with flooding was impacted by this rainfall. Climate change is not something we can fight on our own. As I stated, it's a team effort. And this team working across every city agency, every level of government, we're focused on one thing, and that's GST, get stuff done. And we have to get it done in an expeditious but thorough manner. Over the past 9 months of this administration, we have prioritized climate action at every level of government. Some of these solutions are massive infrastructure elements like the floodgates of the East Side Coastal Resiliency Project, and others will use green infrastructure and technology to help New York City become resilient to an Ida-level storm. That is what today's announcement is about. This plan would augment our existing sewer and stormwater system with rain gardens and other flood managerial solutions, and help prepare our city for the next big storm. New York City has thousands of rain gardens like this one here. People think that we were just creating another space for a tree. No, it had a significant point. These rain gardens are more than just plantings. They are a strong defense against flash flooding. Each rain garden has a capacity of holding upward to 2,500 gallons of water during a storm. And right over here, you can see how they work. Today, we're announcing the addition of 2,300 new curbside rain gardens, bringing us up to a total of 11,000 citywide. These are strategically located in areas where we know historically we've had flooding, and it's an attempt to mitigate the overburden of our sewer systems. And we're beginning construction of 1,000 more rain gardens by the end of this year. Rain gardens are just part of the plan we are releasing today. We're also building out our own cloud-burst infrastructure and expanding other flood mitigation options, including blue belt drainage system that naturally handle runoff. In addition to managing storms, we are using technology, which is crucial to anticipate monitoring the impacts. I'm a big believer in technology to run our cities smarter. We've installed flood sensors like this one in key areas across the city. These sensors are early detecting using technology not only to identify areas of flooding, but to use the data for future information and flow. That provides our cities with critical infrastructure in order to advise evacuations, travel bans, or road closures. It is so important to have this full frontal effect of prevention and intervention, and this sensor is a tool that we can use. On this chart, you can see the flood data recorded at this location a year ago. The storm dumped rainfalls on our city at a record-breaking 3.75 inches an hour, nearly doubling the city previous records. These sensors recorded it all for future storm management. Now we have this data. We're able to understand when we partner with the Office of Emergency Management and our other operations at DEP, we can use this data to predict the behavior of the storms. The city has already installed 29 sensors and will install up to 50 more this year, with a total of 500 more planned for the next 5 years. Again, strategically located to gather the information using historical data compared with how we will respond to upcoming storms. This is more than just infrastructure. This is how we're going to protect our city and our people from rising sea levels and stronger storms. This is how we can create good jobs, because it's about also using one solution to address a multitude of problems. These are good-paying jobs right here, investing billions that would have a direct impact and benefit for our communities. It is how we're going to lead. Everyone takes notice of what happens here in New York, and how what happens here in New York cascades throughout the entire country. The city has been here for 400 years, and we're clear on this. We're going nowhere. We're going to continue to be prepared for whatever challenges that we have to face. We will pivot and shift and adjust. We're adapting in real time to the realities of climate change and doing everything we can to keep New Yorkers safe. And so I want to thank all of my agencies, especially the Department of Environmental Protection and the Mayor's Office of Climate and Environmental Justice. And so now I'm going to turn it back over to Kizzy so she can allow the other speakers to